Welcome to your Oranmore-Maree Community Centre doing the Lotto Live. Tonight we have Breda Martin with us, representing the Meathware Under 10 Academy Manager. So our jackpot is 18,700. Go ahead and draw it. 31. $25. 12. 7. Call them out there again, Rita. 31, 25, 12, and 7. Thank you. Good night.
Hello and you're welcome to the Oranmore-Maree One Club news for this week. Well, firstly, we'll start with the club membership, which is almost due with the full closing date coming this particular Friday, the 31st of March. You have to pay your membership if you want to play or coach, and membership can be paid through our club's app, of course, or by visiting our website, Oranmore-Maree GAA.com, and by visiting the membership sign-up area there as well. Well, moving to ladies Gaelic football then next, and it was brilliant to see 3 members of the club in action for Galway ladies footballers at the weekend. Well done to our Naomh trio, who certainly wore the maroon of Galway with pride. Leisha McDonough, Hannah Mangan, Jess Ross, and they won a county challenge match against Cork by the minimum margin, a 1-point win. So well done to the girls. That was tremendous stuff indeed, and I'm sure we'll see plenty more of them in the maroon in the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years ahead indeed. Well, a reminder that the Donal Greene Memorial Easter Camp for 2023 is taking fast. It'll be on next week. It'll commence on Wednesday the 5th of April and run until Friday the 7th of April from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. each day, of course, and it's for 6 years and over. Cost is €50 per child, €90 for 2 children, or €135 for 3 children, and booking can be made through our club's app and also on our website, of course, Oranmore-Maree GAA.com as well. Well, moving to Camogie, and we mentioned a trio in action on the ladies football sense for the under-16s. Well, there was a quartet in action, of course, for Galway's Camogie team at the weekend, and player of the game was none other than our own Rachel Hanafy, of course, as Galway beat Cork by a point as well. Another Galway-Cork pairing and another 1-point win for Galway in the end. And of course, the big news there as well is that Galway have now qualified for the league final, which will take place in a couple of weeks' time. And well done to our club representatives, Roisin Black, Niamh Hanafy, Ailish O'Reilly, and of course Rachel Hanafy as well, as we mentioned. Ailish scoring 1-1 in the game, of course. Carrie Dolan leading the way, very good on Dowell. Puck and Sarah with 8 points from frees, 9 in total. And Galway, well, they're up against the Rebelettes again in the final in a few weeks' time as well, and we're all looking forward to that one indeed. Well, it was also a busy time on the Camogie front for our own juveniles over the last couple of days as well, as the medal presentation took place. And well done, and many thanks to Tim, Cahill, Steph and their management teams for organising a very successful medal presentation in the Oranmore Community Centre. A large crowd was in attendance, and many thanks to the aforementioned county players Ailish O'Reilly, Niamh Hannafy, Roach Sheen Black and Rachel Hannafy as well for presenting the medals. There was plenty to be handed out. There was the under 13 medals, the under 12 medals, the under 11 medals, and the Street League presentations were made as well. And the evening was rounded off with the raffle draw for a signed Galway Camogie jersey, €80 Basilico voucher and €50 Basilico voucher. And well done to everyone involved there indeed. And thanks to Basilico for sponsoring those prizes also as well. It's very much appreciated too, and delighted to see so many players, so many of our younger members being honoured on the night as well. Well, the under 12 and under 13 development leagues final night happened last Wednesday night, the conclusion of very successful indoor Camogie League. And first up was the Shield final, which saw the Chargers taking on the Bears. The Chargers taking the game to the Bears from the start, and after a very well contested encounter, the Chargers were victorious, capturing the Shield trophy in the end. Game 2 saw the Cowboys then facing the Panthers centre stage in the Cup decider. An extremely close game, with the Cowboys overcoming the challenge and coming out on top by a 3-point margin in the end. Both games played at a very high level, and all the girls should be very, very proud of themselves indeed. And the many supporters who attended were treated to 2 cracking games. And thanks to all the girls for their efforts, and indeed also the under 12 and under 13 management for organising the league. And very finally, but no means lastly, thanks to Greeley Stores for sponsoring the winners' trophies and treats for the girls on the night. All very much appreciated indeed. Well, sticking with Camogie, and the senior league game unfortunately was postponed in the last couple of days. Of course, the bad weather meaning that the game against Ardrahan was postponed due to a non-playable pitch, and that game will be refixed in the future, I'm sure, no doubt as well. But disappointment, no action, but Shin and Rudlash, and I'm sure that's the thing with the weather. It's been very unpredictable over the last while, and unfortunately the games were called off there. Well, moving on to hurling, staying with the small ball, and the senior league commences this weekend. And the league underway this Saturday, the 1st of April. The senior hurlers in Division 1 of the league in Group 1, and they have an away match to start off. That's against Cahill, and the throw-in is at 5 p.m. and everyone, of course, is welcome. They'd love to see a big support for their first game of the season. To the junior league then in hurling, and after the first round postponement, the junior A's will play their first league game versus Annadown. That's on this coming Sunday, the 2nd of April. It's also an away fixture in Annadown, and it's at 1:30 p.m. The team are in Group 6 of the Junior A League, and they're looking to make a good start to the competition there indeed as well. Well, sticking with hurling, and it's been great to see that such a representation on the Galway Minor Hurling team, which began their Leinster Championship campaign last Saturday in County Louth. It was against Antrim, and they were victorious on Saturday evening in the Louth GAA Centre of Excellence in Derver. Colin Burke lining out at centre half forward. Thomas Blake was also a member on the panel, and among the extended panel is Dylan Melia as well. So 3 representatives from the club there, and it was great to see Colin Burke finding the net as well for Galway. Galway will face Laois in their next game this coming Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. That one's in O'Moore Park in Portlaoise, and I'm sure there'll be a keen interest in that particular encounter with such fine representation from the club indeed. A trio of Oranmore-Maree players involved indeed there as well. Well, sticking with hurling, but moving to the juvenile section this time, and the academy in-house coaching clinic took place on Friday night. It was aimed at all the academy hurling coaches and assistant coaches, and featured speakers were Dermot and Frank Lohan, Ronan Divany and Adrian Fury, and they shared their experiences of academy coaching and player development. It was a very well attended clinic indeed, as you can see by the large crowd that gathered there in our picture. An extremely beneficial event indeed for the club and all our current and future hurling academy coaches as well. And the club would like to thank all of the speakers on the night and those who attended as well indeed. As you can see there was certainly a large crowd in attendance, and all the knowledge gathered on the night will certainly be put into good use in the next few months and years ahead, I'm sure, no doubt indeed. Well, speaking of the Hurling Academy, and the Hurling Academy continued on a crisp sunny Sunday morning at the Oranmore Community Centre grounds, and it was great to see all the boys out honing their skills bright and early and really getting to grips with the small ball. A few sleepy heads, I'm sure, no doubt, with the clocks going forward, but as always, the energy and enthusiasm shown by the coaches and all the boys was certainly a joy to watch indeed. And we encourage any parents who would like to help out with any of the academy training sessions to make contact with the coaches. Even if you've never played the sport, the more help the coaches have, the more enjoyable the sessions can be for the boys. And whoever's wrote this script, they said it's never too late to be the next Brian Cody. Well, there's plenty of good hurling coaches around Galway as well, but no doubt all across the country, Brian Cody is one to be admired indeed. And we're looking forward to seeing plenty of our younger stars in action over the weekends, over the next few months as well indeed. Well, moving to men's football then, and the junior A's were in action in the Cahill Cup against Killannon. Unfortunately, beaten on the day by a better team, but Oranmore-Maree certainly had plenty of scoring opportunities that are normally taken, but just didn't happen on the day. It finished Killannon 2-14, Oranmore-Maree 2 goals and 6 points. A great second half performance, and still there's a chance of reaching the semi-final of this competition, as the second placed team of all the group will go through as well. Luke Smith and Jason Meehan on target with the goals there for Oranmore-Maree. Sean Brogan also scoring strongly. And big thanks to all of the squad for their efforts to date. And this team certainly has great potential. And once the pitches are open for training, this team certainly will continue to improve. Meanwhile, the Intermediate League game against Cortoon Shamrocks, that was unfortunately postponed due to an unplayable pitch as well. Well, crossing sports and switching codes, and great news at the weekend with the Oranmore-Maree lads, John Burke and of course Stephen Commins as well, involved with the University of Galway Maree men's Superleague team that created history, the first ever team from Galway to reach a final. And they're in action against Emporium Cork Basketball at Ballincollig in Cork this coming Saturday, I should say, Saturday, the April the 1st at 2:15 p.m. That one's in the National Basketball Arena in Tala. And if the atmosphere is anything to go by on the cup final a couple of months back, well, it's certainly going to be a cracking game indeed, and a cracking encounter. And anyone who can is encouraged to buy tickets. They're available on the Basketball Ireland website there. Well, very finally, our club development officer David Lernahan is going to do a skydive on the 15th of April. It's in aid of two of his relatives, two little men who are benefiting from the services of the Laura Lynn Children's Hospital at the moment, Sam and Dan. And both Sam and Dan are 14 years old. They're wheelchair bound and they've complex needs, but they both have lovely smiles and certainly give the best hugs indeed. So if you see David, you might give him a few quid if you can, or you can log on to their GoFundMe page and you'll find all the details there as well. But that's our Oranmore-Maree One Club news for this week. And very finally, let's take a check once again on our Lotto draw. The jackpot, of course, was €18,700 this week. And we had one match 3 winner, and that was Brian O'Connor. third time in the last couple of weeks, and that's certainly a welcome prize for Brian. So we'll be in touch with Brian. €150 on its way to you, Brian. Those numbers again in the draw were 7, 12, 25 and 31, and that means that the jackpot next week is an incredible €18,800, and you'll certainly want to get involved there indeed. If you want to play our Lotto, of course, you can log on to our club website, Oranmore-Maree GAA.com. There's further details about the Lotto and everything else on Clubs app as well. But that's it for this week. Many thanks for joining us. We'll do it all again next Monday night. Until then, Slán is Bannacht.